Those are the pictures that you... Hi guys, so I've been getting a lot of requests from people wondering what apps I use for photo editing, for video editing. To be honest, there's so many cool apps out there and I've probably tried them all. So I want to share with you guys today my favorite apps. A lot of these apps do really keep the quality of your image, which is really, really important no matter what you're editing for. If you're wanting to be a photographer or a videographer, or if you just want to have a really pretty Instagram or really pretty Facebook pictures, stuff like that, these are apps that you really need to have on your phone. They're pretty cheap. Most of these are free, so you definitely need to have these on your phone. And I figured what better way to show you exactly how I edit than to just make a video, so that way you can really visually see what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you a couple different pictures, so that way you kind of get an idea of what to do, because every picture is different, so you're not going to edit every picture the same, if that makes sense. So I hope you learn from this. Alrighty guys, welcome to my homepage. Now I have all of my photo editing apps in that little folder called Photos. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that. And I always start my editing in Lightroom. It's the second row to the very left. So I'm going to click on that. And I am going to click the plus button at the bottom. Let us pick this picture. Alrighty, this picture was taken by a photographer named Katie. She was super awesome to let us use the raw photos. So that way I can show you exactly how I go in and edit. So that's super awesome. So I'm going to click crop. It's usually the first thing that I do is I'll just crop it to make sure I'm working in the right frame. Kind of crop out that corner over there. Yep, and it looks pretty straight to me, so I don't think I need to fix that. So I'm going to click yes. And if you can see, there's a bunch of controls down here, but the one that I really, really love about Lightroom is color. If you can see, it's like a little temperature thermostat. And here they have the temperature, tint, vibrance, saturation, which is all cool and dandy, but I live the mix. So if you can see kind of in the mid right side, there's a little circle. It says mix. I'm going to click on that. And this is awesome. So what this is basically is it's every single color on the picture, and it's just, there's the red, orange, yellow, green, etc. So I'm going to go to the red, and what you can do is you can change the hue of each color. So let me show you what I mean. So say the orange is hugely in skin tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate it all the way up. See that? It's a lot. Saturate down, that. So you're actually picking and controlling each color, which is awesome. So I am going to do the orange. I like to bring up the saturation a little bit. Let's do like that. Bring the hue down just a little bit. Makes it a little rosier. Luminance down just a little bit. Let's go back to the red. Red is found in some skin tones. It's definitely in max, so I'm going to bring that up a little bit. Make it a little oranger. Saturation up. Yellow is usually the light, so let's click on that. See if that, yep, that's the light. Especially if you're indoors, that's definitely going to be the light. So I'm going to bring the saturation down. Bring it a little rosier and bring the lightness up. So it's a little bit brighter. And green, there's not a lot of green in this picture, but I just take it out because I do not like green in my pictures. And the blues, unfortunately, this doesn't have a whole lot of blue for me to play with. But if there is blue, like at the beach or if you're outdoors, you can play with that as well. So for now, I'm going to click done, export that. Click the little button at the top with the arrow up. And I am going to click save to camera roll. Maximum available. Rendering. Alrighty. So now from here, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to Snapseed. It's right next to Lightroom. I'm going to click on that. And this is a really, really cool app. Open from device, camera roll. And the picture at the very bottom, that's the one that we just edited in Lightroom. So I'm going to click on that. It's loading. And they have a lot of presets down here. I don't really care for those. What I do love about this is the tool. So in the center, I'm going to click on that. And they have a lot of really, really fun stuff for you to play with over here. But my personal favorite is selective. If you can see, it's the circle inside of another circle. Third row down to the left, so I'm going to click on that. And from here, I can click on a part in the picture. So I just clicked on there, clicked on the wall. You can kind of adjust where. And you can adjust the brightness of that area. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. It uses this really smart technology to kind of figure out what colors you're going for. So see how I'm going over? It's not really going over too much of our skin. Brightness up. saturation down, and I'm going to do that over here. Brightness up. And see how it kind of discolored our faces a little bit, so I'm going to go back over there. I'm going to bring the saturation up a little bit. Alright, perfect. I'm going to click the check mark. There's before, after. Before, after. So I basically just made the whites whiter. Like export, save as copy. And it is getting all of the steps successfully saved. Now we're going to go to my absolute favorite app, which is Visco. It's the top left-hand side. I'm going to click on that. And this is a really, really cool app because it stores all of your pictures in a library and it keeps the full quality, which I think is pretty awesome. So I'm going to click plus, picture that we just edited. Alrighty. My favorite filters in this app are, if you're looking for black and white, definitely 1, 2, 3. I like 4. I like 6. I like 10. I like the A family. I like A4, A6, A8. And if you want to see, there's a billion of apps for you to pick from, or filters for you to pick from. So if you want to go for that, this one's kind of cool too. But for the sake of this, I'm going to stick with the A family. Now this app, I think, is the only one that really costs. This one cost, I think, around $20 for an annual subscription. But honestly, guys, it's totally worth it. Definitely worth the investment. Let's see. Kind of like A6. So if you click on it, it shows you the strength of it, so you can make it stronger. Dive it kind of somewhere. Let's go to 8. Before, after, before, after. All right. So now I'm in the tools part of the app. It's kind of the second. There's the filters, there's the tools. You can adjust all these fun things here as well. What I like to do is I like to bring up the sharpness. Just makes it look a little more crisp. If you're dealing with a really, if I was dealing with a full-size image, I could bring it up all the way, and it's great. If you're dealing with a smaller quality image, like an iPhone image, you're going to want to bring the sharpness up a little bit, because if not, it looks a little weird. Boom, that looks pretty good. All right, before and after. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the tint. Yeah, that. Okay, the tint up. And let's bring the highlights down. A little bit more of that romantic feel. That. Before, after, a lot better. You see what I mean? Alright, and then if you're wanting to go vintagey, you can bring up the grain. I'm going to bring it, see that? That's full grain. You probably don't want it like that. You want it somewhere in the middle. Bring it maybe like right around there. Alright, save. Save. Okay, cool. So there's that one, and if you wanted to add some dust to it, you're going to save it to the full size. And there's a lot of cool apps that you can use to put dust. There's Mextures, which is this one right there at the bottom. I also really like Afterlight, so I'm going to use that one. Click on that. This has a lot of cool dust and light filters, so I'm going to go to mine. This is a picture we just edited. Use. And I'm going to click on this down here. They have light leaks down here. Not really going to mess with those. I'm going to go to the dust. This one, you can see they have a lot of cool dust for you to pick from. You can see that. And you can make it dark too, so like if I go to number 1, I can click the circle to the far right of the 4 and it inverts it. And you can adjust the strength. I usually like to have a dark one, maybe a couple light ones. This one's pretty cool. The side. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Done. Save. Bam. We're done with that one. Now I'm going to do one taken on my iPhone just to show you. So I'm going to start off again in Lightroom. Alrighty. Oh, let's go back. Back. Add a new image. Alright, let's do this one. This is a mirror selfie, which obviously is taken on an iPhone. Let's go straight to color, which I love. Alright, I'm not going to mess with the temperature tint. I'm going to go straight to the colors, to the mix. And these are all the individual colors. So I'm going to bring the red up, bring the saturation up, luminance down just a little bit. I'll make that much difference. There's the orange. I'm going to bring the saturation up. I'm going to make that a little more of like a peachy color. Yellow, that should be the light. Yup, it's definitely the light. So I'm going to bring the saturation down, hue down, definitely down. Brightness up. Green, bam, gone. So There's not a whole lot of these in there, so that's pretty alright. Okay, I'm going to click done. And now there's the before. Very green. After, it's a lot rosier. Export. Save to camera roll. Maximum available. Alrighty, cool. Now from there, we are going to go into snap speed. And if it'll load, there's the last one. Let's click open, open from device, camera roll, and there's the one we just edited. All right, tools, you know the drill, selective. We can bring up the brightness, saturation down. I'm just going plus, and there it brings the color back a little bit. Alrighty, before and after, before and after. I'm going to export, save as copy. Now we are going to go back into Visco, my favorite app. Click plus. And we're going to go to the picture that we just went to. And we're going to go to the filters again. Let's see. So my favorites. 4, 6. That's too dark. So dark. It's pretty nice. Let's see. I'm going to go with this one. Alright. This one has a nice kind of a fade out to it. So I'm going to bring it right over there. Now I'm going to go bring up the sharpness like I did before. Alrighty, and now the last step, I'm going to bring up the tint. Yep, looks pretty good right there. I'm going to bring the highlights down just a little bit in this guy. Alright, before, after. Can you see that? Alright, and that one is done. Save to camera roll. Now, if you do want to watermark any of your photos, one of my favorite apps for anything to do with that, to do with text, is Over. It's the one in the center. So I'm going to click on that. This one's pretty cool. You can click on photos. So go to your pictures, camera roll. And I'm going to click on the one that we just did. Let's go to text. Kim. Whoa. That's not how you spell my name. And there's a lot of really fun fonts for you to play with. So you can use pretty much anything. I like this one. This one's pretty cute. And this one too. You can kind of scroll through. I just rhymed. Huh. Alright. And say if you want to put that right there. And then you can fade it out a little bit if you want to. In or out. Whatever floats your boat. Alright. And then if you want to nudge it, you can kind of nudge it. Yep. Alrighty. And then you click Save to Photos, and that's pretty much it. So these are how I edit the pictures on my feed. Now, if you want an app that kind of does everything in one take, click on the Huji app. It is to the very right. This one's kind of fun. You can just take a picture with it. So right now I am in my room. I'm going to click the bottom left-hand button to take the picture. And it is going to develop the picture for me and save it. Kind of like a little retro camera. So I'm going to go to my lab and see the picture that I just took. And what it does is it gives every single picture kind of a different filter, but this one's kind of dark, but I really like that little thing right there. It's pretty cool. Some of them load, you can see some of them add dust, some of them have fun colors, some little light leaks. They just kind of throw in there to make it pretty fun. So yeah, there's that one, and then this one right here, the Camon cam at the very bottom. That one does pretty much the same thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So those were my photo editing apps that I think everyone should have on their phone. I've also been getting a lot of requests for what apps I use for video editing, and I've tried pretty much every video editing app out there. I think there are a lot of really cool ones, and so I will be sharing my absolute favorites with you in my next video. Because I was going to try and cram it all in here, but that's honestly too much. You don't have time for that. So I have a bunch of really cool videos to be sharing with you and in store and ideas in mind, so please subscribe if you like this. Please give it a thumbs up, and I hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day.